Hello YouTubers. Another video here. Quick little review video. I recently picked up this summer this little guy here. This is a little 3-channel trainer. It's made by ZT Models. It's completely foam. Very light. Very light indeed. I'm not even sure if the motor on this is brushless. It doesn't really say. It's surprisingly fast little plane. As you can see the crack there. I've had to tape it up quite a few times. This would be my first plane. I picked it up used off of a local classified site. A gentleman had bought it and I don't know, maybe lost interest in flying it. It only had a few scuffs and scrapes on the front here when I got it. It's got some more now. The wingspan on this is like 21 and a quarter inches, so it's not a very big plane. And just being so light, it if you take it out in any wind at all, it's just you're not even going to be able to fly it. It's just all over the place. My first 3 flights were crash landings. Maybe a little too much wind, or just me being new. Being a 3-channel, it's a little sluggish when it comes to maneuvers in the air, just because you don't have any flaps, or I think they call those ailerons or something like that. They're not functioning on this plane. To have one with those that function, I believe you have to have a 4-channel plane. This guy just literally, the tail is the only thing that steers it and lets you elevate and drop. Like I said, it is surprisingly quick. I haven't really had a chance to see how long of a runtime you get on the battery. Usually I'm still new, so I just I practice taking off and try to practice landing. You can take off from the ground. I haven't attempted that yet. They usually just tell you just to give it a little toss into the wind with the throttle on it, in even halfway position. It'll take off and fly. The controller, it's 2.4 gigahertz, of course. The battery charges in this little port here, right off of the controller. And the red light, when the red light goes out, then your battery's charged. It's got this little LiPo battery that just plugs in and velcros onto the bottom of the plane. The plane being so light, you obviously can't have a very big battery in there. It's just gonna really weigh the plane down on you. You can see the battery just plugs in there and then velcros to the bottom of the plane. It's got foam wheels. Most of my I've been landing it in the long grass just to avoid wrecking it further. So I haven't really landed it on pavement. I haven't taken off from the ground on pavement. It's just it's kind of just a starter point for me, instead of for a good sized foam trainer. I think you're looking at between $300 and $400. I picked this up for like $80 used. So, kind of attempt flying, and if I really wreck it, I'm not sure if you can replace the foams on these. I just been, like I said, anything that cracks, I just been putting some packing tape on it. You can glue as well if you have a foam safe glue. I don't. I just have some Gorilla Glue that was laying around, so I just use some packing tape, which is fine. Seems to work fine. It still flies. Other than that, it's a neat little plane. When you're flying it with no wind, it's fun to fly. It will do loops. It's not going to do a barrel roll or anything, because only being a 3-channel. But it would definitely be a decent starting point if you're looking to get into planes. Other than, like I said, it has to be like basically no wind, and the controls on it are sluggish. So it would all depend on your budget. I know there's lots of larger wingspan foam planes out there that are 4-channel, and they have a lot of electronics that assist you in keeping the plane level and kind of guaranteeing a safe landing. Like I said, it all depends on your budget. These particular ones at the local hobby shop, I think go for about $160. So, that's why I kind of picked one up. Previously enjoyed. Anyway, that was my first initial thoughts of the ZT Model's Sky Cub. It takes about half an hour to charge the battery off the controller, which isn't bad, and it's supposed to give you like 12-15 minutes of flight time. That would all depend on how hard you are on the throttle. A little tip I would give is when I first got it up and flying, I was kind of going full throttle a lot on it. It'll fly very slowly if there's no wind, so you just let off on that throttle and kind of practice before you keep going full throttle. And the throttle on this is it stays in a position, so you can almost set it like when you go to take off. If you're going to throw it, you can just go half throttle, toss the plane, and then you could back it off a little bit, or depending on if there's any wind or not, or just kind of leave it set and then worry about maneuvering the plane so you're not really worried about up and down on your throttle. It's kind of a neat feature, I guess. All in all, if you're serious about getting into planes, you might be better off going with a larger trainer. There's lots of them out there that are supposedly really easy to fly. I said with these guys here, you're looking at almost half the price of a larger foam trainer getting one of these. So it would all depend on how much you really wanted to get into it, because the larger ones are supposed to be easier to fly, so you're probably gonna have less crashes, less damage done to the plane for probably close to double the price. But again, it would all depend on your budget, and you might pick one of these up and be like, this isn't for me, and turn around and sell it, kind of like the guy I bought this one off of. As you can see, the corner of my wing tip there, tips broke a little bit, so I'll have to fix that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the ZT Model Sky Cub. Everybody, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful. Have a good day.